stuff. Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining me again for another Joe Lock class. Let's take right hand in fist, please, left hand straight. Pulling back the thumb, bring the feet together, hands together, and press forwards. Lovely. Let's relax down. We'll open our stance. We'll do a little bit of warming. Let's go to our four corners and let the head be stirred. So breathe and relax. Use this time to decompress. Let yourself get into a rhythm. Feeling into your body and notice how it's behaving. Not just your body, notice your mind. Is it busy today? Is it sluggish? Is it clear? Good, let's change direction. Breathe. Good. All right, let's come back into the center. Let's do a little rotation down one leg. Try to keep those hips level. And change direction. Feel a bit like Buddy Holly here, or Elvis Presley. Actually, Elvis was, I think, into his karate. Shake out, he quite often introduced little martial moves. That's a martial move. No, it looks like air guitar. Good, and change direction. At one stage, many moons ago, I was learning a style of phoenix. Sorry, not phoenix, praying mantis style, or kung fu style, northern style praying mantis. And there was a movement. And I just thought, wow, that is just so Elvis Presley. Let's open our stance, please. Sit back and down and circle. And of course, that led to a whole class conversation about how, yes, Elvis Presley did martial arts and introduced it into his stage presence. Don't think he did praying mantis, though. I might see if I can hook out a video of someone doing that. It was called Tiger Mantis. It's the second of a series of 7-star praying mantis. It didn't suit me very well, but it was fun. Let's change direction. Good, we want to get the legs nice and warm today as we're starting our kicking section of our Immortals crossing the sea. Good. Let's bring our feet back in. Let's do a little twist and a bigger twist to one side and then the other. Good, and let's add a little bit of footwork. Step, and just one twist to each side. Step and step across. Step, step across. If ever you wanted to sweep a desk of all its clutter, this would be a great movement. But as you can see, it's a grapple for a throw. We're not actually doing the throw. Good, back to center. Let's circle the arms forwards. And back. And stretch to the sides, opening and closing the chest. Change. Good, one at a time. These are great wee exercises in themselves. Change. I've known classes to say, yeah, enough warm-up. Can we get on with the Tai Chi, please? Actually, warm-up is part of Tai Chi. It's all integrated. Let's do the shoulders. Good, and change. One at a time. Good, change. Lovely, let's bring it back to center. Take a deep breath and lift. And am I far away? Let's come closer. Take a deep breath, lift. And relax down one more time, deep breath, lift. And let go, very good. Let's just do a little stretch with the legs. We're going to take one foot slightly turned out, one foot stepping forwards, square the hips. Forwards and back, row your boat. Good, feed the weight back, sliding the hand just above the knee, and keep lengthening the spine. Direct your nose towards your toes. Keep breathing. Pulling back the toes, taking hold if you can, same side, hand to foot. And relax, up you come. Good, on the other side, squaring the hips, forwards and back. Good. Every little helps. Every time you use your body, you're getting stronger. Feed your weight back. Sliding down just above the knee, direct nose to the toes, but keep your spine straight and lengthening. Good, pulling the toes back, taking hold, and breathe. Lovely, relax down, up you come. Well done, ease from your stance. All right, today, just before we started the recording, we were talking about the beginning of the Phoenix form and how it can be confusing when you're doing a movement, but you're not moving your feet. And that's often the way I find when people get a bit lost or confused in their Tai Chi. They're doing a movement and they're thinking to themselves, there must be something more to this. It may be there's feeling a sensation of lacking, that they're missing something out. So they tend to add movements, they tend to add steps. We've all done it. So we're going to go over the beginning of the form, the lung exercise, which is called Heaven and Earth rotations. And we're just going to look at the relationship between the upper half of the body and the lower half of the body, and see if we can get that more cleanly into our body memory. Okay, so let's just leave the form for now and just focus on that one sequence. So if you'd like to go towards the back of your space, please. I'm going to show you it front view, and then I'll show you it back view as well. I'm just realizing we're one light short. Give me a moment. I didn't notice, but maybe that will be more clear. Good, okay, so to the back of your space, we're going to start with our feet, heels together, toes slightly apart, lengthening up. Take a moment and breathe and let go, calming down. Sigh the tension away. Let's do that again, nice deep breath. And sigh the tension away. Let's press the fingers down, and we're going to scoop. Take your right hand underneath and the left hand on top. So I'm mirroring. We're going to expand, rotate, and take the left foot forwards. Grab right hip ball, relax. Everything softens and gets smaller. Now we leave the feet where they are and we think of expanding. And as we expand, we're rotating in our center, and we keep rotating. So we have a feeling of expansion in the legs as well. Everything is filling and opening. But now we release, and as we release, we let the back foot come in, and the hands just untwist, and there's your hug ball. Now here's your rotation to step, and we repeat. Relax down and expand, and as you expand, you're turning your center, or as you're turning your center, you expand. We're going over the front leg. The legs have a feeling of expansion as well. The energy should equally go in all directions, and now we release, and we bring the back foot in. Turn. That's already starting to draw in the arms. Relax down and expand. Rotating in your center. Feel the energy expanding in the legs, but there's no step there. And release the back foot. Control it, bring it in. Turn and step. That's already drawing the arms in. Relaxing down. And feeling the expansion throughout the body. Good. Release and step. Good. Relax down and expand. I feel a bit like a twisted hourglass when I do this. You'll feel full up top, you'll feel full underneath, but you're twisting in the middle, which nips everything in at the waist. And release. Well done, and rest. Good, take a breath. So I'm going to turn my back to you, and we're going to walk down the room. You're going to walk towards the screen. And this time I won't talk, we'll just do it and see if you can get that feeling, that rhythm. So you'll have your obvious squeeze it down, and your obvious expands, but you also have, think of the ball turning, you have the moments of release. So as the foot comes in, the arms just aren't sitting there, they are releasing. So there's this subtle rotation as the foot comes in. And also, let me see as I show you. So you have your first one, expand, relax down, expand, release. But you also have, as you step, a squeeze. So your hands aren't just sat there as you turn. They could be, but it's nice to have some harmony going on. So as you step, if I show you from here, you're giving it a squeeze. You're giving it like someone's going like that. So the arms are coming in a little bit as you step. So watch again. Scoop, expand, relax, expand. Here, as I bring the back foot in, turning, as I step, I'm squeezing, relax, and expand. Release, there's the turning of the hands. Step, squeezing inwards, relax down, and expand. Okay, so see if you can see that as we practice. If that's too much for you, don't worry. This is the way, this is the nature of Tai Chi. Often I refer to it as a 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle. And every time you practice, you're placing another piece, placing another piece. But that suggests that the finished article is the same and we're just building up to finishing it. But actually, as you practice Tai Chi, the image changes. With each practice, you take it a little bit deeper. It becomes richer. It becomes maybe more complex or maybe more simple in a way. So the actual finished article continuously transforms, which for many people gets very frustrating. They're like, can you just show me one way and I will practice that one way? And I've been there myself. I've pretty much felt that. I may have said that at some stage to some teacher, but that's not the nature of Tai Chi. As your knowledge improves, you can take it deeper and you can go another level and you can express it in a more harmonious and Tai Chi way. So beginners have to learn easy block steps. As you progress, you will see subtlety and nuances develop. And if you're capable of doing those nuances, why would you not? Because it adds to the experience. So just like Yehudi Menuhin can play Three Blind Mice in a very simple way, but he can play it in such a subtle, gorgeous way that it would make you cry. Tai Chi is the same. You can do it very simple, but as you progress, you can take it into these lovely little tweaks. All right, so let's try. We'll walk down the room. Heels together, toes slightly apart. We lengthen up, take a deep breath, and release, relax, calm down. Press the fingers down. We're going to scoop. Let's take the right hand under, left hand over, off we go. If you run out of space, you can scoot back and start again, or just have a wee watch. Good, and rest. Well done. How did you get on? Come and talk to me, see if that's making sense. First of all, the general movement and when to move your feet, and then what about the nuances? Is that making some sense?
Yes, I've got the general movement now. Yeah, but nuances, I suppose, will come. Because one of the things you pointed out earlier was this going down like this squeezing. Should we be actually going down, or were you just exaggerating to get the point over?
Yeah, that's a really good question, because I think naturally I sink more if I watch film doing it, or indeed Master Lock doing it. I don't think they sink as much as I do, if at all, actually. So it's a very good question. You don't need to sink. You don't need to sink. I think perhaps I am exaggerating a bit. So let's have a look. I think even at one stage, Willem pointed out that I was sinking more than he was. So there is, put it this way, it's a relax to center. So yes, I think my relax to center has a somewhat exaggerated lowering of the body, sinking. But as long as you're relaxing to center, that is adequate. So you don't actually need to bend your knees. It's not a vital aspect of the movement. It's something that's expressing naturally through me. And as you know, the first rule of Tai Chi is nature. Nature is the first principle. So my nature is asking me to sink. But actually, as long as you're relaxing to your center before you expand, that's the important thing. So as I say, Tai Chi has this rhythm that every movement has an expansion and a relax to center. But as you relax to center, that does not necessarily mean that you sink physically the center down. So, but the hands, like I'm seeing you when you're sort of asking me the question, you're kind of doing this. It is more this. Because it's, as I say, as you step, you're drawing it across. So I call that the hello, Mr. Bond position, because it's like you've got your white fluffy cat and you're stroking it. It's here rather than here. It's a very different experience. It's a very different feeling. You have all these different energetic points in your body. The Lao Gongs, the center of your palm, is one. And so that is a bona fide Tai Chi position, that sort of circle. You'll see it again and again. But this is also a position where your palms are actually in line with or pointing to your elbows. And you'll see that in Tai Chi again and again, because it gives you a really useful position for gripping an opponent. You take one hand to their wrist and one hand to their elbow, and you can create a lock. So from the martial perspective, it's a very useful measurement, but also you have a lot of energy around your elbows. So by bringing the palms to face your elbows, you're creating another circuit. So this is one energetic position, and this is another. So if you watch the movement, I am, if I untwist my body, I'm here. I'm not here. See what I mean? It's more squeezed inwards. And then there's somewhere to go for your expansion. So if you're here and you go to here, you've kind of lost the stretchy, shearing quality of the movement. If I turn my body so that you can see what's happening with the hands, there is the position. And now you have the forearms to shear past each other as you do your rotation. So I wouldn't worry too much about sinking the body, doing this kind of rise and fall. That's not the emphasis, but relaxing to center and then expanding is important, but be careful that you're not going from here and trying to expand. As you step, let me see. Okay, so you've done your expansion, you release, bring the foot in. As you step, that is your opportunity to squeeze the arms across. Yeah, so then you relax down, it's hand to elbow, and then there is somewhere to go to shear the hands past each other as you rotate. That makes sense?
Yeah. Yes.
Great. Okay. So I hopefully answered your question, and then I gave you another answer you weren't asking. Okay, shall we now see if we can pop that into the form, folks? Yeah, so we'll do once through the Phoenix, and then we'll have a little look at the end of the form. We'll go once through, see how you get on, maybe do a second time through. But we're also looking at the Immortals form in this class, and we're starting the kicking section, so it might be fun. We'll go through the Immortals to there and have a wee look at the kicks as well. Let's see how you get on. Okay, are we ready? So first we have a wee look at Phoenix. Heels together, lengthen up. Take a moment, calming down. Listening behind. Let's gently lengthen the fingers down. And begin. Good. All right. So we were talking there earlier about whether you do kind of sink a lot and rise a lot. And I was saying that actually not necessarily, that it's more returning to center and expanding. However, Master Locke has spoken on this topic of rise and fall. Now, a lot of Tai Chi styles emphasize keeping a level, like in the 24 form, like in Yang style. Chen style, they don't really go on about it too much, I've noticed over the years. And they do, obviously, all the styles have movements where you do sink, like needle to sea bottom, for example, or your famous snake creeps down, where you really do sink quite a lot, and then your golden cockerel standing on one leg, which is lengthening, the knee is just off the lot. But they don't really talk about it. But Master Locke has actually said there should be some rise and fall. Certainly in his style, he wants to see a three-dimensional expression, that it's not just sliding along on one level. And you'll see that in the Phoenix a little bit, that you're allowed to express yourself a little bit with that upwards and downwards motion as well. And you will definitely see it in the Immortals. There are moments where we are actually coming up before we go back down, which is, it's considered bad etiquette, to say the least. Say, for example, in your Yang style, in the 24, you don't want to come up and go back down. It's considered it's just bad protocol, bad practice. But it's part of Master Locke's form. It doesn't mean that you're up and down like a yo-yo, but there are moments where there is that rise and there is a sink. Okay, would you like to do once more through Phoenix, or can we move on? What do you say? Thumbs up for Phoenix? No, good, okay, moving on, excellent. All right, oh gosh, I didn't even realize my chair is in the foreground, apologies. Okay, so let us now look at the Immortals crossing the sea. We're coming to the kicking section and we've only 15 minutes left. So let's just dump the form and look at the kicks for a wee minute, and then maybe we'll try and integrate them in at the end. So in the form, we have just done that long sequence called bending the flower stalk. And we're coming up now to two kicks in short succession. One of them is called casting the fishing line, and the other is called leaping over the sea, or leaping over the ocean. All right, so just have a wee watch first, and then we'll break it down a little bit. So we've just finished bending the flower stalk. We have a wind up, so we're turning the waist and the right arm is coming across and circling right up, and left follows. We're feeding the weight into the right as the right palm comes down. The left hand is coming over the top. We're going to lift the leg and extend and hit at the same time. Okay, so let me show you that in more real time. Okay, one more time. And then we have our leaping over the ocean, we're leaping over the sea. We step, we do our little toe turn one at a time, and your right hand is giving you a target, or rather an aiming device, and your left hand is giving you a target. So we're going to bring one into the other. So watch the two together. And so on. Just just like that. Good. So yeah, so let's have a look at it. All right, I'm going to try and mirror. Actually, maybe I won't try and mirror first. I'll just show you the front view. How is that? Because mirroring in this form does my head in. I find it very difficult because I don't normally practice it mirrored. So let me show you what we're doing, and this is just the front view, okay? So you've calmed down, and you're bringing your right hand across. So a bit of a wind up, and the circle, the arm circle, feeding the weight into the right, and the right hand, it's like you're pressing down onto a pillar for support, the left hand coming up and over, and the left leg lifting, knee up, and then your extension. Yeah? Okay, so let's just look at that first. Let's ignore the feet for a moment and just look at the arms. So, okay, let me see if I can, yeah. Boom, that's it. Okay, so I'm going to mirror it for you. See if you can cope with that. Don't worry about the legs. Let's just get the wind up and the positioning of the arms. So you have just done your calming down. And we're turning the waist, and your right hand is coming over the top and crossing, and your left palm is turning over. So the palm facing up. And now you're just turning your steering wheel. So big, 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 big circle. The right hand is sinking down, and your left hand coming up over the top to boom, pat with the flat of the hand. Good. So let's try that again. Right hand across, left palm turns, up and over, right down, left, boom, makes contact. And again, you see this movement a few times in the form, not the kick, but the wind up. We come across and circle, feed the weight forwards and up and over, and that's your kick. One more time. Ready? Wind up, turn, left hand up and over, press down, and there's your kick. Boom. Okay, good. Let's try that with my back to you. Just that, not the legs. Let's see. So we are here. So we wind up, right hand comes across, left palm turns, up and over, right hand down, weight is in the right now, and there's your kick. Good. And again, come across and kick. One more time. Come across, left palm turns and kick. Excellent. All right. So the kick itself, Master Lock has emphasized, it's not just swing your leg up in an extension. It's not. We have to lift the knee and then extend. So if you knew ballet or knew anything about ballet, you could say it's like a developer. You develop the kick. You don't just wind the leg up. So if you watch, again, I'm not mirroring, I'm just going to show you. You're coming across and you're coming up and over, you're feeding into the one leg, you're lifting the knee, and then you're extending. Watch from the side. Let me see. You see that? You're lifting the knee and then you're extending. Now you may be saying to yourself, I can't kick that high. I can't do that extension. Doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter how high you can kick. Whatever you can kick, that's fine. So if you're struggling, you can pat just above the knee. But I still want to see that development. Yeah, the kick. So again, wind up, feed into it, lift, and kick. Okay, now whatever you are making contact with, if you remember we covered this last week, you want equal energy in both surfaces. You want energy in the hand, which protects your hand. You want energy in the foot or whatever part you're about to hit. So you have to make a decision before you kick. What am I going to kick? Am I going to kick my foot? Am I going to pat my shin? Am I going to hit my thigh? Because that part of your body has to be ready and full of energy. It has to be focused. You have to bring the energy to it, not just swing it up and hope for the best. With equal energy, you will never hurt yourself. If you have lots of energy in your hand and a flaccid leg or foot, the foot will get injured. So if in doubt, if you're not really sure what I'm on about, then just very lightly make contact. You don't need to really hammer it home. Lightly make contact, get used to the contact, and in time you'll get used to this idea of equal force in both parts, and then you can build it up and put more and more force. Like Daddy Shark did it, but you can put more force into it and not injure yourself. So gently at first. Okay, so you lift the leg and then you extend the lower leg. Let's try. Relax down, right hand across, up and over, feet into the right, left knee, and kick. Good, step down. Let's do it again. Ready? Come across, up and over, feet into the right, lift knee, kick, and step. Again, please. Ready? One more time. Come across, up and over, right down, into right, lift knee, and kick. Step down. Good. Let's look at the next move. We're going to turn our feet. So remember, one at a time, but as one movement. So we go left, right. Or you could go right, left. Either way is fine, but make sure you're turning both feet. You see what I mean? You're not going right or left, right. You're going left, right. So it's like you have a little elastic band, boom. Yeah? Or you could go boom, but you don't go boom, boom. That's two movements. It's one movement in two halves, boom. Yes, you remember that? We talked about that months ago. Ready? Boom. So you are and by doing that, you are maintaining balance. If you do boom, no balance. If you go boom, no balance. So we want anda. Okay, so we've got that. Let's do the first kick again. Ready? Wind up. Feet right. Lift, extend, step. Anda. And you let the arms kind of wash over as you turn your waist. So now your left palm is open, ready to receive the kick. And your right hand is pretty much in front of your shoulder, guiding the arc of the kick. And your right leg is going to come up and in to your left. And then you can step it down again. Okay. So there is more to this than just lift your leg and bring it in. We're using this concept of elasticity of energy or elasticity of body to create an energetic build up and release. Fajin, if you like, if you're using the Tai Chi terminology. Fajin means energy release, that you have punches and kicks and anything explosive, we use this part. So as we have done this is your build up, and this is your release. We step down, you'll see, and this is your build up. You're going to leave the hip behind as you start to turn into your left side, and that creates a build up of tension. It wants to release. So then You can release it. Whereas if you just think of using your leg, you can do it, but you won't get the power. So do you see what I mean? You're turning your toes. You've done your first kick. Where are we? Kick, step down, turn, turn. You're turning your toes, but you're leaving the hips square as you're turning your waist into your left. Creates this stretching, opening, wanting to close feeling, and then let it go, and you get your lovely, powerful kick. Again, you might not feel that you can reach your foot. Do you see how bent my knee is? If you see it from the side, lower down, the knee is bent as it comes around. You're not trying to extend and reach. No, no, no. Bend your knee to get your foot into your hand. Maybe you still can't get your foot into your hand. No worries. You just go through the same motions. But feel that extension in the hip, turning in the waist, and bring the foot around. So if you can't reach, don't reach. That's absolutely fine. I don't want to see this kind of thing that so many people do. Beautiful Tai Chi practitioners doing beautiful Tai Chi. And then as soon as a kick comes along, they're doing this wretched reaching thing that they can't reach. Don't worry, bend your knee. And whatever height you can go to is absolutely fine. Better you get the technique. It doesn't need contact. But anyway, where did the time go? Let's just look at that kick one more time. The two kicks together. Ready? Relax down. Come across. Up and over. Feet into the right. Lift the knee, extend. Step down. Turn the toes, arms come up and over. You're turning into your left, but you're leaving your right hip nice and square. And release. Good. And relax down. I hope you enjoyed that. Have a wee watch. I'm going to show you how it ends, how that little section just ties into the next movement. It's a brush knee, push step for all intents and purposes. Very similar to Yang style brush knee push. Well, folks, we had better finish. We didn't actually have time to go through the form up until there. We could add a quick burst at the end. Do you want to? If you're happy enough to go a second over, what would you say? Do you want to do the whole form up to there? No, that's all right. Was that a thumbs up? Yes, yes, okay. Yeah, let's do it. All right. So we'll just dance our way through. Relax, breathe, don't worry about getting it wrong. Ready? Immortals, crossing the sea. Lengthen up. And coming down. Begin. Emerging dragon. Immortal lifts the mountain. Dragon into the ocean. Dragon tiger confrontation. Flying dragon. Turn, step, step, fix the foot. Taming the flood. Another turn and expand. Immortals crossing the sea. Bending the floor stool. Here we go, today's movement. Casting the fishing line. Leaping over the ocean. And rest. Well done, and we're only 2 minutes over, yay! Brilliant, folks, well done. It's nice to put it into context. Let's just calm ourselves for a moment, do a wee wind down. Down the legs, knees, lower legs, ankles, feet, up the body again. Over the shoulders. Back to center. And let's just do a little bounce. Let everything go nice and floppy. And stand, feeling into your body. Breathing, listening. Oh, enjoy that lovely tingling sensation. Let's guide it to center. Hugging the elbows in. Feel your energy is stronger. Thank you so much, folks, for joining me today. I hope you're enjoying all of this lovely Jolok practice. It's a lot of fun. Good, thank you, and I look forward to seeing you next time.